So what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today I'm bringing you some prison terminology today. Yes, we're going to talk about a little prison lingo, some words that we use back there in prison, or maybe some terms. If an officer's come in, some words that we shouted out, or what do we call other inmates when we see them. And if you don't know, my name is Dante. Welcome to the channel. I did 10 years in prison. I keep saying that every video. I did 10 years in prison. When I was sentenced to 10 years in prison, I did like 8 years and 9 months or so. And yeah, I have a little bit of experience while I was back there. And prison sucks. I will go ahead and say that prison completely sucks. Don't go. So if you're seeing this video and you have a chance not to go to prison, don't. But if you're seeing this video and you're on your way to prison, well, maybe you can learn some lingo. And if you're seeing this video and you're on your way home or you left prison, congratulations, welcome home, stay out and get on the grind, because it is possible to start a whole new life and leaving the past behind us. And yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that right now, but I will say anything's possible, man, if you put your mind to it and your grind to it. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about these prison terms and these lingos and this terminology that we use. I think every video I'm going to bring you like around 20 terms or so, I said. And yeah, because there's probably thousands of prison terms and terminology and things I can probably just come up with and just think of. But anyways, let's talk about some of these right now. So one of the words I had already preluded to was when I was saying an officer is coming or something like that. So let's say if you're just chilling in the dorm and you know when your homeboys is doing something they're not supposed to, you're gonna hear the term backdoor all the time, just because that means officers literally coming. They don't have to be coming from the back door in particular. We're just gonna say backdoor to let you know that, yo, an officer's coming. Just you might want to be on your P's and Q's. Also gonna do crazy stuff like whoop, 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 and all that kind of other crazy things like that. But you hear backdoor, that's probably because an officer is probably coming, not necessarily meaning the back door in particular. A word that you probably already know, I'm gonna say booty bandits. We already know what that is, right? A lot of people in prison, they walk around with their sagging, like they naturally are sagging. Did you know that people actually started sagging from prison because they wanted people to be aware that they were open to sexual, or they wanted to be open to their sexual advance? That's why sagging started. Did you know that? Fun fact. But if you didn't know that, now you know. And if you continue to sag, that's just on you. But anyways, the terminology booty bandits is exactly that. People who enjoy booty, because they're bandits for booty. There's no other way around that, I guess. Yeah, so that's what that is. Another term that if you hear, it's kind of bad news. You really don't want to hear anybody bungee jumped, because if somebody bungee jumped, that means, you know what I'm saying, they kind of committed suicide. Not kind of, they committed suicide. So if you ever hear the terminology bungee jumped, somebody killed themselves. They might even be talking about bungee jumping themselves. So just, you know, people might even use that on the streets a lot. So just if you ever hear that, just be careful for that word. Sometimes you're gonna be chilling with your homeboys, your inmates, and then sometimes you're gonna be chilling with frogs. You're gonna hear that terminology. If you ever hear that terminology and they're talking about you, that is not a good thing. Being called a frog means that you are informant, and that you've been going to the police and you literally snitch. I mean, that's just at the end of the day. So if you hear frog, think of informant, somebody who will tell, has told, and gonna tell some more. I'm sure we've all heard the terminology chomo. I'm sure we've heard chomo. So a chomo and a diddler is really the same thing. Pretty much child molesters, that's what they are. So you know somebody come in the dorm and they get called a chomo, you already know what time it is. They're probably gonna get beat up. I can honestly say this, that is real. When people say people get beat up for being child molesters and stuff back there, that's real, man. People find out that you do that, man, they are on your butt. It's like, I guess it's entertainment for them. They have nothing else to do, so they're gonna torment you because you're already a bad guy. And it's crazy to say that, a bunch of bad guys tormenting the guy who's worse. Talking about throwing stones, but that's definitely true. Chomos, be aware. If they find out what you did, just check in, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Actually, we can say that now. Checking in. Checking in. Checking in is literally with you are going to the police. I'm like, man, I can't be here no more, or my life's in danger, or you give them a reason to get you out of the situation or dorm that you're in. They might even put you in solitary confinement when you check in. So when you say checking in, that means you're about to check in. Maybe you owe somebody some money, or maybe you're just scared to be in the dorm or something like that. But yeah, that's when you hear that terminology, checking in, that's what that's all about. Sometimes you can be chilling and in the dorm, probably in the day room or something like that, and you're gonna start seeing people getting clicked up. You're gonna hear that. Somebody's like, hey man, they're getting clicked up. So you already know what time that is. That means A, a fight is about to go down, B, somebody about to get stabbed, or one of the above. So when they're about to get clicked up, they are literally about to get in their groups and something's about to go down. So it's just like the vibe. You can even feel like the atmosphere change and everything when everybody gets clicked up. It's so crazy, man. And yeah, it's just wild, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's crazy the situations people will put themselves in. Yeah, it's crazy. I'll just leave it at that. A kite. Man, you got a homeboy in another dorm, you want to send him a kite. So a kite, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a kite is, right? A kite is a simple letter. You're sending a letter and sending it to somebody else. A kite can be, I'm sending a kite to my house. I'm literally riding a kite home. You can that people say that for the same thing. Or you're sending a kite to somebody else in another dorm. That's all kite is. My favorite prison terminology, max out, baby. Maxing out. Maxing out is literally your release date. What's your max out date? That's the day that you go home, the day that you can say finally that you are free, unless you have to go on parole or something like that, which sucks. But your max out date is the day that you're going home from prison. So red eye. So we're gonna say if somebody is giving you the red eye, or if you're giving somebody else the red eye, that means you're giving them kind of like the cry. It's like a crazy stare, or it's just like a vibe that you're getting from somebody. Like, yo, man, I think that dude, he's giving me the red eye. That means you need to be kind of cautious of that guy, or you feel that you need to be cautious of somebody. So if somebody's giving you the red eye, that means, you know, you're aware. You know, they're giving you the look. They're giving you that crazy look. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even gotta be giving you the crazy look. They can just be watching you. You know how somebody can you just feel like somebody's watching you or something like that. Yeah, that's what that's what that is. Like you pointing out to your homeboy, like, yo, he's giving me the red eye. You know, so you can just kind of be aware. Shank. Who don't know what a shank is, right? A shank is simply a prison weapon that we use, mostly knives. We can make a shank out of anything. I mean, that's not we. I didn't participate in making shanks. You know, that's something I can be proud of. My entire prison sentence, I never felt the need to have a shank, even though I should have felt the need because I was in situations where I should have had a shank. But with that, all that being said, I never had a shank the entire time I was in prison, and I guess I should be proud of that. Sometimes you're gonna have people who come to prison and literally they're gonna have like 6 months or a year or something like that. And then when you have like 10 years, to them, they're pretty much taking a nap, man. So when you hear that, you'll hear that all the time. I'm like, man, you go take a nap, man. Take a nap. Oh, you got 2 years? Oh, you taking a nap. Like, that's literally the terminology. People even try to hit me with that when I was on like level 3 yards. And level 3 yards, those are the yards like I went to when I first went down. People are doing like life all the time on level 3 yards. So when I get there with my little 10 years, man, take a nap. Take a nap. 10 years is a long time. But to them, they're doing life sentences. Some of them are doing 30, so I'm taking a nap. So when I get on like level 2 and level 1 yards and people come to me talking about something, oh, I did a year. It's like, man, take a nap. You know, it's like a year. You did 30 days. If you don't take a nap, if you don't go to sleep, so that you'll definitely hear that all the time while you're locked up. Sometimes you're gonna have to be aware of some tree jumpers while you're back there. When you're locked up, you're gonna hear that terminology as well. You may not hear it a lot. That's because tree jumpers don't want to be known, but some people know who they are and they will let you know, and you just got to be aware of them and always be aware of your surroundings and never be alone when they are around. And a tree jumper is a rapist. Those are the people who look, they are what they are. They're rapists, and they will rape you. They will rape anybody. Like literally, they will. That's what they do. It's not always like that in prison, man. I hate making videos like this sometimes because I don't want to say it doesn't happen because I was on level 1 yard when somebody got raped. So like it happens, you know. I was at a level 3 yard. Nobody got raped the entire time I was there, but I was on a level 1 yard and somebody got raped. So it all depends. Like it goes down, but be aware of those tree jumpers because they be hopping out them trees. Something that you're going to run into all the time while you're locked up is going to be a Viking. I'm not talking about the Minnesota Viking. We will call them Minnesota Vikings sometimes, but these are pure T Vikings. They don't believe in taking showers, or if they do shower, it's like once every 17 years. And that's no joke. There's some people, they're just so miserable and depressed, and I kind of get it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That they just choose not to take a shower, and they would rather go around just being miserable. I've been on yards like that where people just, you know, they don't take a shower, and like it's a requirement while you're locked up. Like forced to take a shower, like you're supposed to take a shower. That's a requirement because, you know, all your privileges are gone. You're literally a number. They have the right to tell you what to do. You are officially a slave once you go to the penitentiary and get that number. Like, that's in the Constitution. You are a slave, homies. You have no name. You have no nothing. You are officially a number. That's why they give you the numbers. But anyways, people just, they rather be a Viking than, you know, just take care of themselves. And again, I get it because prison sucks, man. A lot of depression goes on behind those walls, man. There's people who are miserable. Those are some who are never going home. And there's those who back there who don't understand that they are coming home. But while you're locked up, man, you're just back there, man. It sucks so bad, man. And, you know, it sucks. Yeah, it really, really sucks. That's just the best way to put it, man. It really sucks. Another term that you're going to hear is going to be buck or juice. If you hear somebody got that juice or somebody got that buck, you know what time it is. That's going to be some alcohol that they made from like sugar, vegetables, I'm about to say vegetables, but sugar, fruits, and things of that nature. I never made buck, so I can't even really tell you how to make the buck, but I know I've gave ingredients off my tray to make buck before. So yeah, they use a lot of like the oranges and things like that to make some real live alcohol, and they get turned up. I think I've tried buck once while I was locked up, once or twice. I think I've had a sip one day, and then once I think I drank like that much. Not for me, not a big fan. It tastes horrible, tastes awful, but yeah, buck, they can keep that. I really don't like beer, so take that for what it is. Crown man here. Another terminology that we probably all know is chow time. When you hear chow time, that means it's time to go get that food because your boys be hungry while they be locked up. And this is like the funniest thing in the world, seeing how everybody's always in line 20 minutes before they even call chow. Like they are so ready to get in line to go eat. And they be nasty too. Like even chicken liver day, they be ready. Oh, and beef liver day is the worst. Oh, don't even get me started on the food back there. Count time is going to be a term that you're going to hear, especially every 2 or 3 hours, depending on what charge you're on. Oh man, they count all the time, all day, every day. They're going to count you. They're going to count all the bodies in the institution. Obviously, we know why, because they got to make sure that all the inmates are there. They don't want nobody escaping, do they? But yeah, so count time, get used to it. They're going to count all the time. You're going to hear that all the time. Count time, count time, count time, count time. I still have nightmares about count time. And then we're going to have the day room. Everybody knows a place that we can chill and call our own, that we shouldn't have to worry about any officers or anything like that, is our day rooms. That's where everybody's gonna be playing their chess, everybody's gonna be playing their spades and dominoes and just all the fun games. That's where they're gonna have the TVs and everything for you. And that's pretty chill, man, if you have a nice day room. Or sometimes you're just gonna be on the rock. And if you're just stuck on the rock, that is what it is. But a lot of the institutions I did have day rooms. Most of them did have day rooms, but they will close that day room down on you in a minute if they just don't feel like watching anybody. Officers are lazy. They can come in with a bad attitude and be like, I'm closing the day room down. I'm so serious. It's they brought their attitudes to work. It's crazy. Then another terminology is going to be a dry snitch. People will dry snitch in your face. That's why it's called dry snitching. Some people will like tell on you, and sometimes they don't even know they're telling, but they're telling on you in front of somebody else. They're just pretty much dry snitching. You know, you could have done something, and then somebody else would be like, oh, no, well, Tay did it. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. That's pretty much dry snitching. They get in trouble for, that's a perfect example. Let's say if I took an extra lollipop and then somebody else took an extra lollipop, but that person got caught taking the extra lollipop. Well, Tay got an extra lollipop. Well, why are you dry snitching on me? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a perfect example of dry snitching. And then fishing. Yes, we do fish while we are locked up, but what we fish for sometimes are like kites. Sometimes it's for contraband, which contraband, I shouldn't have to go over that word, which some of these words I shouldn't have to go over, but contraband, stuff you shouldn't have, period. I.e. drugs, even cell phones, or even some kites can be contraband. So yeah, contraband. So what we do is we fish, and fishing is pretty much the transportation of said contraband. Sometimes we'll rip a towel and attach that to something else and slide it under the door. And like, people are very innovative back there when it comes to fishing. I'm talking about they will have a towel attached that's like literally hundreds of feet long, and it will fish all throughout the facility. It's so crazy how they do that. And the person that came up to it, how they put like attach a plastic bag and a phone, they'll flush the toilet, it'll go to another room and somebody else will pull it out of their toilet. It's just amazing how they come up and do that crazy stuff. It's bonkers, man, for real. You could be on one floor and get something else from the other side of the room. So it's crazy. And then finally, a term that we are gonna have that a lot of guys had in their room are fifis. And if you don't know what a fifi is, I might just keep that a secret. But just know this: you're a guy. There's times you need some alone time. That fifi is gonna come in handy. And I'll leave it at that. But that's around 20 prison terminologies for you guys. And if you like this video, I will make some more prison terminologies because, like I said, there's plenty more out there that I can talk about and just give you some insight on what they are. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this channel. Thank you so much for being here. As that paper fell again, it keeps falling. But anyways, bless somebody today because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. Stay out of prison. At this point in time, your boy Tay is out.